So we'll be using this front-end code extensively throughout much of this course, and it's probably useful to go through it. It's dead simple. So I have my workspace open, and as you can see, I have front end over here. And inside of that, I have a CMD folder, and inside of that, I have a templates folder and a main.go, just one Go file. So let's have a look at the Go file. We'll open up main.go. And as you can see, in my main function, I define a handler, and of course there's only one handler because there's only one page on this particular site. Anytime someone hits slash, the root level of this application, I'm going to call a render function that renders the template named test.page.gohtml. And that's found inside the templates folder right here, test.page.gohtml. So let's have a look at that. This uses the template base, which puts a header in here, and it puts a footer down below everything else. And the content here is just simple HTML. I'm using Bootstrap, and I have a div with a class of container. Then I have one row and one column. And at the top, I have the title, test microservices, then a horizontal rule, then a div that says output. Output shows here. Obviously, we're going to change that using JavaScript. And then I have two other windows, or two little dialogues or boxes. One that shows what I'm sending, and one that shows what I'm receiving. So that's simple HTML. Now, the render function, if we go back to main.go, the render function is right here. And all that does is say, let's get a slice of strings with the templates that my one page requires. It requires the layout, it requires a header, and header is very simple. It's header.partial.gohtml. It's just a little header, the top part of an HTML file, okay? It also has a footer. Let's go back to main.go. It has a header and a footer and base. So let's have a look at the footer. So the footer, if I open that up, it just is a little copyright message, okay? So back to the main.go. Once we have that slice of strings, we declare a variable called template slice, which is a slice of strings, and we append whatever we received as an argument here called T for template. We append that to this slice. So when I render that one page, it'll have base.layout.gohtml plus the header plus the footer plus the name of the template that this function received. And of course that was test.page.gohtml. Then all I do is parse those files using the template slice as an argument, a variadic parameter, and I execute the template. Okay, so let's run this. I'll open my terminal. And by default, I'm in the front-end folder, so I'll type go run./cmd/web and hit return. And that starts the service on port 80. So let's go to a web browser. And I'll go to http://localhost and hit return. And there it is. It's all rendered. Nothing too sophisticated there at all. Now we can't do very much else with this front end until we have something to contact. So in the next lecture, we'll get started on a simple version of our broker microservice and just make sure that we can connect to the broker microservice from our front end. So let's move on.